Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving deep into a piece of American history that might be hiding in your pocket, your change jar, or that old drawer you haven't checked in years. We're talking about the Montana State Quarter from 2007, a coin that's more than just pocket change. In fact, one version of this coin has stunned collectors with its incredible value. So stay with us, because this might just be one of the most exciting coins you've never looked at closely. Until now, let's set the stage. It was 2007. The United States Mint was nearing the end of its legendary 50 state quarters program, one of the most beloved coin series in American history. Each coin represented a U.S. state and was released in the order of that state's admission into the Union. When Montana's turn came around, the design chosen was nothing short of iconic. It showcased the rugged spirit of the American West and the fierce independence that defines the state. Take a moment to imagine the design of this quarter. A majestic skull of a bison floating boldly above a sweeping Montana landscape. With the Rocky Mountains in the background and the phrase, "Big Sky Country," inscribed below. It's raw, wild, and beautifully symbolic, a nod to Montana's vast open spaces and its deep connection to nature, history, and frontier life. But here's where things start to get really interesting and where coin collectors begin to perk up. At first glance, this coin looks like just another quarter. It was minted in Philadelphia and Denver, just like most others in the series. But as every seasoned collector knows, the value of a coin isn't just in its face or design, it's in the rarity, condition, and errors. And the 2007 Montana quarter? It checks every single box when the right version comes along. You see, while millions of Montana quarters were minted for general circulation, only a small number of coins have surfaced with minting errors so unusual and dramatic. They've turned everyday pocket change into pieces of treasure worth thousands of dollars. We're talking about misstrikes, off-center minting, double die errors, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. That's when a quarter gets mistakenly minted on the metal blank intended for a dime, nickel, or foreign coin. Some Montana quarters have been found with dramatic die breaks, also known as cuts, where part of the coin appears deformed or carries extra metal. Others have bizarre rim errors or missing inscriptions, the kind of quirks that send coin collectors into a frenzy because these are one-of-a-kind mistakes. A minting error turns a common coin into a collector's dream because it creates something truly rare, something that may never appear again. And then there's condition, the holy grail for collectors. A Montana state quarter in flawless, uncirculated condition, also known as mint state, especially those graded highly by agencies like PCGS or NGC, are already worth more than face value. But combine a mint condition coin with a rare mint error, and suddenly, you're not just holding a coin. You're holding a piece of numismatic history. So why is the Montana quarter from 2007 such a standout in the collecting world? It's the perfect storm of artistry, symbolism, and the unexpected. It's a coin that tells a story, one that captures a piece of America's heartland, and for a lucky few, it tells a story of discovery, fortune, and excitement. Now, let's talk about what you've been waiting for, the value. You might be asking, can a simple quarter really be worth more than a few cents? The answer is absolutely. Point one rare version of the 2007 Montana quarter, featuring an exceptional mint error and preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, has fetched a jaw-dropping $82,000 in the coin collecting world. Yes, you heard that right. $82,000 for a single quarter. Just imagine finding one of these in your change. It's the kind of discovery that makes the hunt worth it. And it's why collectors keep searching, examining, and holding on to these small but powerful pieces of metal that carry stories, history, and yes, incredible value. So if you've got a Montana quarter from 2007 tucked away somewhere, take a closer look. Examine every detail. Look for anything unusual. Because you never know, you just might be holding one of the most valuable quarters ever released in the United States. Top 2, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most unique and symbolic coins from the U.S. State Quarters series, the New Hampshire quarter from the year 2000. This isn't just any coin. It's a piece of American heritage, a token of natural beauty, and in some rare cases, a hidden jackpot. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out in the world of coin collecting, This is one coin story you'll want to hear all the way through, because a few lucky people out there are sitting on a coin that could be worth a small fortune. Let's rewind a bit. The year was 2000, the turn of a new millennium. The U.S. Mint was in full swing with its wildly popular 50-state quarters program, releasing coins that celebrated the unique identity and history of each state in the Union. And when it came time to honor New Hampshire, the design chosen was both striking and meaningful. Take a close look at this quarter, and you'll see a powerful image, the Old Man of the Mountain, a natural rock formation that once stood proudly on a cliff in New Hampshire's White Mountains. The formation, which resembled the profile of an old man's face, was a beloved state symbol, a natural wonder that inspired poetry, pride, and countless photographs. Sadly, it collapsed in 2003, but its legacy lives on forever through this coin. Just below the iconic profile is the state's proud motto, "Live free or die." It's one of the boldest and most passionate mottos of any U.S. state, and it captures the fierce independence that defines New Hampshire's spirit. Add to that the carefully detailed etching of the surrounding granite formations, and you have a coin that's both a tribute and a time capsule. But what makes this quarter so special? Why are collectors so eager to get their hands on one? And how can a single 25-cent coin be worth more than a luxury car? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and the most exciting element of all, minting errors. Most New Hampshire quarters are extremely common. Millions were minted for circulation in both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But once in a while, something extraordinary happens at the mint, something that turns a regular coin into a highly sought-after collectible. We're talking about minting mistakes. These can include things like double die errors, where the design elements are stamped more than once by mistake, creating a ghost-like doubling effect on letters or images. Another type of error is off-center strikes, where the design is shifted noticeably to one side. And then there are clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is literally missing due to a blanking error during production. Even more rare are wrong planchet errors, where a quarter is accidentally struck on a coin blank mint for another denomination, like a nickel or even a foreign coin. Imagine finding a quarter that's the wrong color, the wrong weight, or missing key design features. To a casual observer, it might look strange, but to a collector, that's gold. Now combine one of these minting errors with a New Hampshire quarter in perfect uncirculated condition, and you've got a recipe for something incredibly valuable. Coins that are untouched, preserved in mint state, and graded highly by professional coin grading services can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But there's one very special version of this quarter that has stunned even the most seasoned collectors. It's a rare New Hampshire state quarter from the year 2000, featuring an exceptional and extremely rare minting error, preserved in pristine condition. And it has been appraised at a jaw-dropping price. So here comes the moment you've all been waiting for. 1 version of the 2000 New Hampshire state quarter, with the right combination of mint error and uncirculated preservation, has been valued at an astonishing $80,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $80,000. For a single quarter. Just think about it. A coin that you might have once spent on a candy bar, now worth enough to buy a brand new car or even a small house in some places. It's these kinds of stories that make coin collecting so exciting, and why enthusiasts around the world are constantly checking their change, scanning through coin rolls, and searching for hidden gems that could be worth a fortune. So what should you do if you have a New Hampshire quarter from 2000? First, check its condition. Is it shiny and untouched? Does it look unusually struck, off-center, or have any strange markings? If it looks different or perfect, or both, it might be worth getting it professionally evaluated. You never know, you could be sitting on something incredible. Top 3, we're uncovering the fascinating story behind a coin that thousands of people have held, spent, or tucked away in a drawer without ever realizing its true potential. The Florida State Quarter from 2004. At first glance, it may seem like just another coin in the State Quarters series, but there's much more to it than meets the eye. For some collectors, this quarter isn't just a piece of currency. It's a rare and valuable treasure. And in one incredible case, a Florida quarter has been valued at a price that will absolutely blow your mind. So buckle up and stay with us, because this is one story you don't want to miss. Let's start with the basics. The Florida State Quarter was released in 2004 as part of the U.S. Mint's ambitious and wildly successful 50-state quarters program. Each state received its own unique design, celebrating its culture, history, and natural beauty. And Florida's design? It's absolutely iconic. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see a Spanish galleon, representing the state's long maritime history and connection to early explorers. To the right of the ship, there's a space shuttle soaring skyward, a nod to Florida's Kennedy Space Center, the launch point for some of the most important space missions in history. Below that, two sabal palms, Florida's state tree, frame the scene and tie it all together. The design is rich in symbolism. It captures both the age of exploration and the modern frontier of space, showing that Florida has always been a place where bold journeys begin. It's no wonder this quarter has become a favorite among collectors. But that's just the beginning of the story. Now let's talk about what really makes some of these quarters rare and highly valuable. And it all comes down to errors, condition, and scarcity. While millions of Florida quarters were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, only a tiny fraction of them carry the kinds of mistakes that collectors dream of finding. We're talking about minting errors, small mishaps during the coin production process that result in unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. Some known errors include double die obverse, where parts of the coin, like the lettering or images, appear to be doubled due to a misaligned strike. Then there are off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly centered, leaving part of the coin blank or distorted. There have also been reports of clipped planchets, where the edge of the coin is literally missing a chunk, and even wrong planchet strikes, where a quarter is accidentally struck on the wrong metal blank, such as a nickel or a foreign coin base. Each of these errors adds value. And if the coin is also in mint state or uncirculated condition, the value skyrockets even higher. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC and labeled as MS 65 or higher can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the error type and condition. But there's one Florida quarter that has caused a huge stir in the collecting world. It's a coin that checks all the boxes. It features a dramatic mint error. It's in pristine, uncirculated condition, and it's been certified by experts. And its value? Well, let's just say it might make you want to dump out your change jar right now. Now, before we reveal the jaw-dropping number, let's take a moment to reflect on what makes coins like this so exciting. They're not just metal discs. They're pieces of art, windows into history, and sometimes hidden treasure. The thrill of discovering one of these valuable coins is what keeps collectors searching, inspecting, and learning more about each piece they find. And here it is, the moment you've been waiting. 4.1 extremely rare 2004 Florida State Quarter, with a significant minting error and preserved in flawless mint condition, has been valued at a staggering $78,000. Yes, $78,000. For one quarter, it's incredible, isn't it? A simple coin meant for everyday use, suddenly becoming a collector's crown jewel. And the best part? These coins are still out there. They're in coin jars, old collections, flea markets, and maybe even in your own home. So here's what you need to do. Go check your quarters, especially those from 2004. Look closely for anything unusual, doubled letters, missing designs, off-center images, or strange colors or sizes. And if you think you've found something special, get it appraised or graded by a professional. You never know, you could be holding a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. We're turning our focus to one of the lesser-known, yet surprisingly valuable coins from the United States 50 State Quarters program, the Idaho State Quarter from the year 2007. Now, before you pass it off as just another coin in your change jar, you're going to want to listen closely. Because while most people have seen this coin and probably spent it without a second thought, a rare version of the Idaho quarter has stunned collectors, not just because of its beautiful design, but because one version has been valued at an absolutely incredible amount. Trust me, you'll want to hear the full story. Let's begin with the coin itself. Released in 2007, the Idaho State Quarter was the 43rd release in the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program. Each state got a coin that celebrated its history, culture, or natural beauty, and Idaho's design did not disappoint. The reverse side of the coin features a majestic peregrine falcon in mid-flight, wings stretched wide and gaze-focused. It's a powerful image, representing one of the fastest animals on Earth, a creature that was once endangered, but through conservation efforts, made a powerful comeback. Just above the falcon, you'll see the words Esto Perpetua, Idaho's state motto, which means let it be perpetual. A beautiful sentiment that speaks to the enduring strength and spirit of the state. And in the background, a subtle but meaningful outline of the state of Idaho itself. tying together nature, resilience, and identity in a coin no bigger than your thumb. Now, with millions of these quarters minted for general circulation, you might be wondering, what could possibly make one of them so valuable? The answer lies in the rarity, the errors, and the condition. Let's break it down. First, although millions were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, only a small number of coins ever escaped the mint with striking errors, and these are the coins that collectors go wild for. These errors are not defects in a bad way. In fact, they're the very thing that turns an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. Some Idaho quarters have been found with double die errors, where certain parts of the design or text are duplicated slightly, giving the coin a ghost-like effect. This happens when the die that strikes the coin shifts between impressions, creating a visual doubling of letters or numbers. Another type of rare error includes off-center strikes, where the image isn't perfectly aligned and ends up shifted to one side, sometimes leaving parts of the coin blank. Then there are broad strikes, where the coin is struck without the collar in place, causing it to spread out wider than normal. Even more dramatic are coins struck on the wrong planchet. That is, a quarter accidentally minted on a blank intended for a penny, a nickel, or even a foreign coin. These mistakes are rare, eye-catching, and incredibly valuable to collectors. But it's not just the error that adds value. It's also about condition. Coins that have never been circulated, untouched by hands or time, are known as mint-state coins. These coins, especially when graded by professional services and earning top marks like MS 66 or higher, can command serious attention in the collector market. Pair that with a minting error, and suddenly you have something truly special on your hands. Now, here's where it gets really exciting. Among all the Idaho quarters ever released, there is one rare version that features a striking mint error and remains in flawless, uncirculated condition. And that one coin has been appraised at a value that few could believe. Ready for the big reveal. One rare 2007 Idaho State quarter, with a major minting error and preserved in pristine, mint condition, has been valued at an astounding $76,000. Yes, $76,000. For a single quarter. Just imagine that for a second. The very same kind of coin that might be sitting in your junk drawer, rolling around in your car, or dropped into a vending machine, could actually be a collector's dream worth tens of thousands of dollars. That's the kind of discovery that keeps this hobby exciting, mysterious, and full of surprises. So, what should you do? First, check your quarters. Look closely at every Idaho quarter from 2007. Examine the lettering, the image, and the edges. Does anything look off? Unusual? Doubled? Misaligned? If you see something strange, don't ignore it, because what looks like a flaw to the untrained eye could be a fortune to a collector. Get it professionally evaluated. Consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC, and keep it safe, because you just might be holding one of the rarest and most valuable quarters in circulation. Top 5, we're unlocking another exciting mystery from the world of US coins. And this one might just be fluttering around in your spare change. So grab a seat, turn up the volume, and listen closely, because what seems like an ordinary coin could actually be worth a small fortune. But we're talking about the Oklahoma State Quarter from 2008, a coin that's part of the iconic 50 State Quarters program, but with a twist that's got collectors buzzing. While millions of these coins were minted, there's a rare version that's become a prize among collectors. A version so valuable, it's changed the way people look at this simple 25-cent piece forever. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the design. Released in 2008, the Oklahoma Quarter was the 46th in the series and features a breathtaking image of the scissor-tailed flycatcher, Oklahoma's state bird, soaring gracefully across a field of wild Indian blanket flowers. The detail is incredible. The long, forked tail of the bird is depicted in mid-flight, symbolizing beauty, freedom, and the vibrant nature of Oklahoma's landscape. The flowers bloom below it, adding a soft but bold touch of color and life to the coin's face. It's elegant. It's symbolic. And it's one of the most artistically detailed quarters in the entire series. But let's get to what really matters for collectors: value, rarity, and the potential for life-changing finds. Most of these quarters? They're everywhere. You can find them in your change, in cash registers, even in old coin jars that have been sitting untouched for years. But as with many coins, not all Oklahoma quarters are created equal. A small number of these coins have something unusual, and that's where things get interesting that we're talking about minting errors. Tiny mistakes that happen at the U.S. Mint during the coin's production process. These errors turn an ordinary coin into something exceptional, unique, and incredibly sought after by coin collectors across the country, and even around the world. Some Oklahoma quarters have been discovered with double die errors, which means certain parts of the design, like the date or the word Oklahoma, appear slightly duplicated or blurry, as if the image shifted during stamping. Others have shown off-center strikes, where the entire design is printed off to one side, leaving part of the coin oddly blank or distorted. There have also been broad strike errors, where the coin was struck without the metal collar that normally shapes the edges, giving the coin an expanded or stretched out look. And then, perhaps the most exciting of all, wrong planchet errors, when a quarter is struck on a blank mint for a different denomination or even a foreign coin. Imagine holding a US quarter that weighs less, looks different, or is made from an unusual material. These are the coins that grab attention fast. And here's where the story takes a dramatic turn, because one of these rare 2008 Oklahoma quarters, with a stunning minting error and preserved in flawless, uncirculated, mint state condition, has been appraised and valued at a number that will leave you speechless. Now, before we reveal that number, let's take a moment to think about how incredible this hobby really is. The idea that something so small, so common, so seemingly ordinary, could carry a hidden story, a mistake from the mint, and ultimately, a value that changes everything. That's what keeps collectors searching. That's what makes coin collecting such a thrilling pursuit. So, are you ready for the reveal? One incredibly rare 2008 Oklahoma State quarter, featuring a unique minting error and maintained in pristine condition, has been valued at a mind-blowing $74,000. Yes, $74,000. For one single quarter. That it's hard to believe, isn't it? But that's the world of numismatics, where details matter, where imperfections become prized, and where a small metal disc can hold more value than you ever imagined. Oh, what should you do? First, go check your quarters. Focus on any Oklahoma quarters dated 2008. Look closely, and we mean really closely. Use a magnifying glass if you can. Check the bird's wings, the date, the state name, the edge of the coin. Anything that looks odd or out of place could be the clue to a rare error. If you find something unusual, consider getting it graded by a professional coin grading service. A top-tier grade combined with a unique error? That's the magic combo. Remember, coins like this are still out there. They've been forgotten in drawers, mixed into change jars, passed along without a second thought. And you just might be the lucky person to discover the next big find. Thanks so much for joining us today on this incredible journey through coin collecting history. If this story sparked your curiosity, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more exciting finds, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a future episode. We're just getting started, and there are so many more coins to explore, and maybe even fortunes to uncover. Until next time, keep your eyes on your change, and as always, happy collecting.